Just a very quick video looking at these season 1 patch 2 release notes that have just been released for iRacing. Um, Quite an unusual one, this. There's quite a lot of BOP changes being made to the GT3 class. That's quite unusual to have that mid-season, but interesting. And we'll get to that in a second. The first thing that I noticed was this this hosted racing information about practice, quality, and race sessions for event have been added. I wasn't quite sure what this was referring to at first, and what it is when you go into hosted races, you'll now get a little bit of information here that lets you know what exactly each session is. So these are just practices, for example. That'll make it easier when you're trying to find one that's maybe a hosted race or whatever. So that's quite good. Some changes to AI racing, some improvements there. Not a huge change. This is quite interesting. Race control, jump start, and pace speed black flag penalties for rolling starts have been changed from drive-through to drive-through instead of stop and go penalty. That's good. I mean, the stop and go was so brutal. I mean, drive-through is still pretty brutal, but if you just marginally jump the start, I mean, your race was over. So I think that's a good change. Also adjusted the jump start flag detection rules for rolling starts within start zones to try and make false black flags less likely to happen. What I'm assuming this is if you're on the brakes or riding the clutch, if you do have a tiniest of movement, it's not gonna count it as a black flag. There must be some zone. If you remain within that, you won't get a black flag. I think that's more realistic. It's more like in real life. You see them when they're sitting on the start line in real life racing. You see them, as they're trying to balance the clutch. Grammar change now. So this is the main thing. This is what's surprising. And what surprises me is I didn't think the BOP was that bad. I mean, okay, the Audi and the Lambo in a lot of tracks they were very dominant. The McLaren in some. But it's not like some seasons where you've had one car, like last season, the Porsche was just dominant everywhere, and they never adjusted it. But okay, good. But better balanced is it's a good thing. The only issue is if you're in part of a league, and you've already, it's the season started, and you've decided on what car you're going to be running for that season. Bit unfair, but I'm pleased that they've done it. So they've increased the mass of the Audi, and the BMW, and I think the Lamborghini as well. Yeah, and the Lamborghini, and in fact the McLaren. They've also adjusted the fuel usage as well. So basically that's basically the Audi, the BMW, the Ferrari, Lamborghini, and McLaren have all been given slight nerfs, really, if you look at them. Although the Ferrari one, I'm not sure if you'd count it as I mean, more engine torque's a good thing, but I think this is just to stop that the rear would spin up and kick out. And I think the Ferrari's always been a car that they've tried to make that's drivable, because you've got the Ferrari fixed Ferrari, and that's very, very popular. And it's popular with a lot of people that are sort of still learning the GT3s. So I think they were finding that it was a bit, it created a challenge having this higher engine torque. So I think that's why they've done that. And then the Mercedes, I've not tried this yet, but a few people I've spoken to have said that this is actually quite a large buff. I need to get out on track and give it a go. But the vehicle mass has been reduced. Good. When I tried it, I felt like a boat. Going around the corners was an absolute nightmare. So that's a good thing. And then the Porsche, kind of a strange one here. So tire properties and parameters have been updated. Brake authority has been slightly reduced. Front and rear suspension geometry and roll centers have been updated. Aerodynamic balance has been shifted rearward slightly. Aerodynamic balance has been shifted rearward slightly. Okay. I didn't find that I was struggling with the aero balance towards the rear. I wasn't losing the rear, but okay. Fair enough. But so that's probably the biggest change. Some legacy cars, and that I don't think many people are racing these days. The old Pro Mazda, the old school one. I used to enjoy that. And then some changes just for graphics down there for the VIR. Now there has been some changes to the Lara, just some branding there and the new damage model issues. So that's all good. But yeah, so the main thing really has been this BOP change to the GT3 series. Interesting. Means I need to get back out on track and figure out what cars I want to be driving for this season again. Anyways, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.